He can attract over 5.4 million viewers in a single broadcast, accounting for nearly 70% of cable television's audience. He can broadcast from anywhere, even in the middle of the ocean, aboard his $4 million yacht, equipped with a personal recording studio. He is the highest-paid television host in America, and also a figure that keeps both political sides on edge. He is the voice that divides America, the owner of nearly 900 properties worth tens of millions of dollars, and a name that has repeatedly faced calls to be taken off the air immediately. So, who exactly is Sean Hannity? A media empire? A silent investor? Or someone even more than that? Everything will be revealed in this video. Have you ever imagined starting from zero, unknown to anyone, armed with nothing but a burning dream? That was Sean Hannity in the 1980s, a young man facing the whole world in pursuit of his passion, fired, blocked, labeled unfit for radio. But from a cramped room in Santa Barbara to his first microphone in Alabama, Hannity chose not to give up. And that was just the beginning. Before the name Sean Hannity appeared on millions of television screens across America, he was just an ordinary boy in Franklin Square, New York, a quiet town of small homes and the sound of radio voices echoing from every kitchen. The youngest child in a working-class Irish-American family, his father was a court officer and prison guard. His mother, a secretary. Hannity grew up in a small house where 4 siblings shared every corner of their space. On winter evenings, the kitchen glowed with warm yellow light as his parents whispered about money, bills, and their children's future. And in the corner, a skinny little boy, Sean, pressed his ear to an old radio, his eyes lighting up with every rise and fall in the host's voice. While other kids played ball outside, Sean sat for hours taking notes on how radio personalities emphasized words, built suspense. No one taught him. No one listened. But he knew voices had power. Sean tried his hand at seminary and a few colleges, but the dream of radio was bigger than any classroom. With no money and no degree, he left to teach himself, with a microphone and persistence. In 1982, Hannity left New York for Santa Barbara, California. No one saw him off. No clear direction, just determination and a backpack. He worked as a house painter, lived in a damp second-floor apartment, and sometimes had nothing more than white bread to eat for a week. But it was there that he wrote his first scripts. While America was obsessed with Dallas, the stock market, and dreams of fast wealth, Hannity chose a slower road, painting houses, writing scripts, and believing that his voice would someday matter. In 1989, the first opportunity came. Hannity volunteered to host a radio show at KCSB-FM at the University of California, Santa Barbara. But less than a year later, the show was canceled. A controversial comment related to the LGBT community got him fired from the station. No salary, no reputation, no one on his side. Hannity was called a failure, criticized for daring to speak his beliefs, but instead of giving up, he sent tapes to dozens of other stations with one message: "I will not stop." That stubbornness opened the first real door, in Alabama, a place completely foreign to him, but where his journey truly began. One fall night in 1990, after hundreds of rejections, his phone rang. The program director at WVNN said, "You've got fire, Sean. I'll give you a shot." That was the first time Hannity felt like his dream wasn't out of reach. His first apartment in Alabama was so bare it didn't even have air conditioning. He bought an old chair for $10, built his own microphone stand, and hung a map of the U.S. on the wall, marking every place his show aired. Every morning, Hannity woke up early, warmed up his voice, hand-wrote scripts, and went live with the belief that one day people would notice. While his old friends settled into New York office jobs, Sean Hannity remained an unknown, building a world from scratch through each recording, each word, each sleepless night. No one thought that man would become the leading voice of conservative media in America. But he had one weapon: obsessive perseverance. Hannity spoke for hours to train his voice. He recorded, listened back, noted every pause, every mistake, every emotional beat, and he never quit because he didn't allow himself to fail. Sean Hannity teaches us that failure is not the end. When the whole world turns its back, if you believe in yourself, everything can begin. Who among us, in our 50s or beyond, hasn't faced slammed doors? Sean Hannity reminds us, as long as you keep the fire burning, no door can stay locked against your dream. If you've ever lived through hardship, ever dreamed of a roof that doesn't leak, or a car that doesn't stall mid-road, then you'll understand why Sean Hannity cherishes every brick, every lock click in today's property empire. To him, luxury isn't just a reward. It's a declaration of the American dream. Manalapan Mansion, Florida. Located on the golden coastal stretch of Manalapan, dubbed the Galactic Row of Florida's ultra-wealthy, Hannity's mansion stands like a fortress against the ocean. With over 12,000 square feet and a full oceanfront view of the Atlantic, this property boasts 8 bedrooms, 10.5 bathrooms, a natural stone-tiled pool, a private elevator, a rooftop terrace with ocean views, and notably, a private dock. Large enough for a 70-foot yacht. Media outlets describe it as like a resort made for one man and one big dream. Its $23.5 million price tag is just the beginning. The true value lies in the serenity Hannity finds each evening as he sits alone on the terrace, sipping Cabernet, watching the sunset, and remembering the boy who once ate instant noodles in a rented California apartment. Palm Beach apartment. Just minutes from Billionaire's Row, this apartment is Hannity's perfect hideaway. Nearly 4,000 square feet in size, it features warm-toned interiors, high ceilings, large glass windows overlooking the ocean, marble fireplaces imported from Italy, and European white oak floors. A private room, paneled in mahogany, serves as a library, where Hannity spends hours reading history and drafting manuscripts. Purchased for $5.3 million, this isn't a place to show off, but a sanctuary for silence and renewal. If the Manalapan estate is Hannity's outstretched hand to the world, then the Palm Beach apartment is where he retreats, breathes deeply, and dreams up what's next. Long Island Estate, New York. Situated on one of Long Island's most beautiful properties, this 10,600-plus square foot home was the heart of Hannity's private life for over a decade. It had a private par-3 golf course, tennis court, personal boat dock, and lawns spacious enough to host outdoor gatherings for up to 200 guests. Here, he once held intimate get-togethers where guitars, fireworks, and laughter mixed with the sea breeze. Sold for $12.7 million in 2024, many consider it a shrewd investment. But for Hannity, it meant more. It was the first home I built not just with money, but with my own hands. Behind these multi-million-dollar homes lies a real estate empire few could imagine. According to disclosed documents and a 2018 investigative report, Hannity, through his trust, purchased between 870 and 900 properties. From rental homes and farmland to small office buildings, primarily in Georgia, Texas, Alabama, and North Carolina. Many were bought at foreclosure auctions after the 2008 financial crash. Investors call him the silent real estate shark, someone who seizes opportunity when the market freezes. The total value of this portfolio is estimated around $90 million, generating nearly $10 million in passive income annually. Yet, in a rare interview, Hannity said, "I don't just buy homes. I buy back the chances others lost." Step out of the mansions, and another passion emerges: cars. And here, too, things are no less impressive. 1967, Ford Mustang GT Fastback. This American muscle car, embodying the Wild West spirit, is more than just transportation. It's a legacy. Hannity didn't buy it for its vintage value, but because it was the car he dreamed of while painting houses in Santa Barbara. His version has a fully restored chassis and original interior, from solid wood steering wheel to glossy black leather seats straight out of the 60s. The V8 roars to life every time he turns the key, not to show off, but as a reminder. I've come a long way from the starting line. Its current market value ranges from $90,000 to $120,000. But for Hannity, it's never been just a number. Porsche 911 Carrera. This metallic silver 911 sits beside a vintage Cadillac in his garage. Not aggressive, but refined, like a meticulous journalist. Hannity once called it the car that never betrays, because whether on the highway or hugging a coastal curve, it remains solid, precise, and doesn't need an ad campaign. The interior has subtle personal tweaks: pale cream leather seats, suede-wrapped non-slip steering wheel, and traditional analog gauges that preserve purity in the digital age. The Carrera model he owns is estimated at $130,000. A self-reward after Live Free or Die held the New York Times bestseller #1 spot for 3 straight weeks. Chevrolet Corvette C8. This blazing red Corvette is a proclamation of American power, nearly 500 horsepower, mid-engine, and 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. Every ignition unleashes a dry roar, like a brief political manifesto, sharp, unapologetic. Hannity once drove it around West Palm Beach to launch his new podcast. No driver, of course. For him, driving is therapy for someone who talks too much. Just shut up, grip the wheel, and feel pure control. The C8 Z51 variant he reportedly owns is valued between $95,000 and $110,000. But the feeling? Priceless. Cadillac Series 62 Convertible. If the Mustang recalls youth, this classic Cadillac reflects America's golden years. A turquoise convertible with chrome tail fins, functioning AM radio. This Cadillac only emerges for major holidays like July 4th or Memorial Day. Hannity once drove it past rows of American flags during a veterans tribute. No media, no noise. He calls it a rolling speech. No mic needed, yet the message is clear. A fully restored Series 62 today runs between $65,000 and $85,000. But its nostalgia is beyond price. Tesla Model S Plaid. In a move that drew attention from both tech and media worlds, Hannity added a Tesla Model S Plaid, the most powerful electric car ever made, worth about $135,000, to his garage. Not because he abandoned gas engines, but to support Elon Musk amidst cancel culture backlash. With over 1,000 horsepower and 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2 seconds, Hannity calls this car proof that Americans can still build greatness when unshackled. It's the only EV in his collection and a quiet testament to a personal belief. Innovation, when aligned with ideals, is worth defending. Hatteras GT65, Carolina Yacht. Amidst the deep blue sea, Hannity's Hatteras GT65. Carolina isn't just a vessel, it's a unique space to live and work. Featuring a modern design, the yacht includes a floating recording cabin, allowing him to broadcast even in international waters, a testament to his unwavering commitment to free speech beyond geographical limits. It also boasts luxurious suites, entertainment areas, and serene lounges. Estimated at over $4 million, this yacht is a symbol of success and elite lifestyle. Gulfstream G200 private jet. Amid a packed schedule and constant travel, Hannity holds on to one thing: control. And nothing symbolizes that better than his Gulfstream G200, a mid-sized private jet owned via trust, valued around $6.9 million. It's not just a way to fly from Florida to New York in 90 minutes. It's a private space where Hannity writes drafts, records podcasts, or simply gazes out the window at 41,000 feet. But the most notable use? When he flew Wake Forest University's tennis team, his son's squad, to the national championship. The jet was repainted in Wake Forest's black and gold colors, with the university logo emblazoned on the tail. It wasn't just a flight. It was a father's silent declaration. I might have it all, but what matters most is still family. Beyond the millions, Sean Hannity has crafted a private world full of taste and quiet power, where every detail reflects the resolve of a successful man. He owns a private antique gun gallery inside the Manalapan mansion, showcasing Civil War-era Colts, handcrafted hunting rifles, each bathed in soft spotlight, no different from a luxury, exclusive weapons museum. Behind the mansion lies a personal archery range, complete with real wooden targets and handcrafted bows. No modern gear, Hannity chooses the symbolic, silent, precise, and bold. Notably, a mahogany Steinway piano sits under the library skylight, a symbol of refined living. In that space, the music of Chopin or Bach plays not for anyone else, but as Hannity's quiet affirmation: true wealth is knowing when to savor silence. Looking at the beachfront mansions, the vintage supercars, or the yacht drifting across the ocean, one might think Sean Hannity lives for pleasure. But the truth is, every brick, every wheel, every indulgence is a framed memory. They're not for show, but a reminder that the American dream isn't handed out for free. He had to fight, to stand tall in storms, and above all, to remain himself when everything else changed. People often think that success brings glory, but for Sean Hannity, it also brings the storm. For millions of conservative Americans, Sean Hannity is their voice, but for the rest of the country, he's also a controversial symbol. And it's precisely the media storms throughout his career that have clarified one thing: he is not just a host who talks. He's someone who has learned how to stand firm when the world demands answers. Michael Cohen, The Undisclosed Secret. In April 2018, when Sean Hannity's name unexpectedly appeared in the legal files of Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's personal attorney, the media exploded. Hannity, who had consistently defended Cohen on air, turned out to be the undisclosed secret client. Immediately, accusations of conflict of interest erupted. Why defend your friend on air without revealing you're also a client? Political rivals and critics saw this as the perfect opportunity to bring Hannity down. But instead of retreating or staying silent, Hannity went on air, right on schedule, looked straight into the camera, and declared, "I only asked him a few questions about real estate. No fees, no formal relationship." It wasn't an apology, nor a defense. just clarity. Compared to others who've lost positions for far less, Hannity didn't back down, perhaps because he understands what matters is not what you did, but how you face it when the truth comes out. The 2020 election, the fine line between responsibility and belief. When the 2020 presidential election ended and Donald Trump lost, America plunged into a crisis of trust. Many refused to believe the results. Numerous media channels aired claims of fraud, even without clear evidence. Hannity, a loyal friend to Trump, took to the airwaves with questions, guests, and doubts. To his audience, he was expressing what they felt. To mainstream journalists, it was incitement and dishonesty. They asked, if there's no evidence, why broadcast it? What was surprising was that Hannity later admitted in a private deposition that he didn't really believe those claims. The question grew heavier. Then who was it for? Personal conviction or the audience? This tension isn't simple. In an era where conservative voices are often sidelined, Hannity chose to stand by his community, willing to take the heat, as long as he could preserve the voice he believes needs to exist. When the scandal hits wealth and a way of life. Hannity wasn't just targeted for his on-air content. In 2018, a series of investigations revealed he owned over 800 real estate properties, many purchased through government-backed mortgage assistance programs he had previously criticized on air. Immediately, the media branded him as hypocritical. But unlike others who dodge financial scrutiny, Hannity didn't deny anything. He simply responded, I invest legally. I improve communities. I create jobs. To him, real estate isn't just an asset. It's the most tangible way to turn ideology into action. And if that stirs controversy, he's ready to take responsibility. The difference lies in how you rise, not how you avoid. Compared to figures like Shepard Smith, who chose to leave Fox News over editorial disagreements, Hannity didn't walk away. Compared to centrist journalists, he didn't shy from bias. And that's precisely what makes Hannity both a revered symbol and a lightning rod for criticism. He didn't exit television, nor did he disable social media comments. Instead, each scandal became like another crashing wave, and Hannity, the vessel that continues to sail through. Scandals are not something any public figure desires, but sometimes it's the storms that reveal one's true resilience and inner compass. Hannity is not perfect. He's never pretended to be. But he's someone who never puts the microphone down halfway. And in an era where trust in media is eroding, the mere fact that a voice, however controversial, still dares to speak its truth may be precisely what makes him irreplaceable. After the controversies and the glory, what does Sean Hannity leave behind? That question is not just for the TV host, but for a person who was once penniless, once banned from the airwaves, once the target of the media dissecting every word he spoke. And today, when he looks back, his legacy is not merely about money. It's the indelible mark he's left on American political culture. With approximately 870 to 900 real estate properties spread across 7 states, valued at an estimated $90 million, Sean Hannity has quietly built a sustainable financial empire. Many of these properties were acquired after the 2008 financial crisis, a time when no one dared to invest, but Hannity saw an opportunity. From affordable rental homes to luxury estates, his portfolio not only brings in over $9 million in annual income, but it also stands as the clearest testament to his vision and discipline. Even though he faced criticism for using HUD loans, the program he once opposed, Hannity didn't shy away. He simply stated, I invest legally. I improve communities. I create jobs. And for him, investing is also a way of giving back to a society that once doubted he would make it far. From 2003 to 2010, Hannity organized a concert series called Freedom Concerts, raising millions of dollars for the Freedom Alliance, which supported scholarships for children of soldiers killed or wounded in action. At an event in 2015, he personally handed out scholarships to the family of a fallen soldier in Texas. No media, no cameras, just a thank you from one capable person to another who had sacrificed. He has also supported organizations like Samaritan's Purse in Hurricane Katrina relief efforts and the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, helping disadvantaged religious communities. While famous philanthropists often announce their donations on TV, Hannity chose another path, quiet, steadfast, and without seeking applause. Though living in a $23 million mansion in Florida, Hannity still maintains habits he believes protect the core of humanity. He wakes up at 5 a.m., reads the news himself, writes his own scripts, and regularly practices martial arts, where he once reached a brown belt. For him, discipline doesn't come from a schedule, but from never forgetting the past when he lived on white bread and dreams that were not yet heard. Amidst multi-million-dollar parties, his personal yacht, and a Gulfstream jet worth nearly $7 million, Hannity still says, "I work every day as if I haven't achieved anything." That statement is not out of humility, but as a pledge of loyalty to the person he once was. Off stage, Hannity is the father of 2 children, Patrick and Mary. He has said that the greatest lesson he teaches them is not in the bank account, but in the way of living uncompromisingly, doing what's right even when no one applauds. In 2024, Hannity got engaged to Ainsley Earhart, a longtime colleague at Fox News. They share a love for family, faith, and conservative traditions. Together, they have built a lasting home, not needing to appear on the cover of magazines, but strong enough to weather any storm in today's media world. Sean Hannity is not a neutral host. He has never tried to please both sides. But that very trait has made him a cultural icon, representing millions of Americans who feel abandoned by Hollywood and the mainstream media. As broadcast platforms change, as celebrities rise and fall, Hannity has maintained the most important thing: the trust of his audience. Not because he's right all the time, but because he never stops saying what he believes. When the spotlight fades, what remains is not a mansion or a private jet, but the mark you leave on others. For Sean Hannity, it's a journey from rags to becoming a symbol of a generation, both resilient, controversial, and impossible to ignore. What about you? What do you think about Sean Hannity's journey? Leave a comment below, hit like if this video inspires you, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to explore more stories of lives that make America impossible to stop talking about.